Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown. It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time. I'm sorry, but I'm going to make you watch it.
1 month, 2 months, 3 months, hit the baby mama when I'm stepping through the door.
She's
yeah, I'm pregnant,
supposedly 9 months pregnant in the hospital room, dancing with a big...
In the next couple of minutes, you're going to witness Meghan Markle unleash a dance so awkward, so gloriously uncoordinated that it actually made a royal guard blink. Seriously? And right on cue, Megyn Kelly and Joe Rogan pounced like gossip hungry hawks at a yoga retreat. Was it a dance? Or a cry for help in interpretive form? We may never know. But one thing's for sure. This clip delivers more secondhand embarrassment than Prince Harry at a family reunion. Buckle up.
Spreads her legs, she hikes her dress, circles her genitals around and around. Okay. This is deeply problematic on a number of levels. Number one, here's the problem. We don't like you, Meghan Markle. We don't.
Meghan Markle has done it again. Just when we thought the Duchess of Delusion couldn't possibly find a new way to embarrass herself on a global scale, she pirouetted straight into viral infamy. This time, it's courtesy of a dance video, so awkward it made dad dancing at weddings look like Swan Lake. If cringing were an Olympic sport, Meghan would have walked away with gold, silver, and possibly a restraining order from rhythm itself.
They fucking rule. They went at Harry and Meghan.
She's suing them.
And they're trying to sue him. It's like, don't fucking
you're suing South Park.
kick that hornet's nest. Do
Really?
not.
Well, you know what's going on. Someone wanted a lot of attention, and now they got it.
That was the whole episode.
That was the ep.
Yeah.
That was the premise.
Is that what it was?
Like, we want privacy, and they keep going on every magazine.
Be a regular person.
Yeah.
Go get a job.
Somewhere in Montecito, there's probably a publicist hyperventilating into a paper bag while Meghan twirls like she's starring in a tampon. Commercial absolutely no one asked for. Not since Prince Harry juggled oranges for Oprah has there been such a majestic display of misplaced enthusiasm, and who better to deliver the sarcastic roasting it deserves than Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly, the unofficial king and queen of "Did she really just do that?" commentary.
Amount of posting videos that you think are going to humanize you will make us like you. You've already shown us your true colors. We know who you are. You helped kill the queen. You didn't give two shits about calling the royal family racist while Prince Philip was on his deathbed and casting aspersions on him. You have completely undermined all the amazing gifts that this family has given you as nothing and suggested that they didn't care you were suicidal and they were the ones who...
Let's start with the dance. Imagine a high school drama teacher trying to relive their glory. Days accept replace glory with delusion and dance with limbs in crisis. Meghan flailed across the screen with the chaotic energy of someone who watched a single TikTok and decided she, too, could become a Gen Z icon. Unfortunately, her body missed the memo. Her arms moved like she was swatting invisible bees, while her legs appeared locked in a custody battle with gravity. If rhythm were a language, Meghan would be speaking fluent Martian.
Well, I'm a little upset with Prince Harry, but other than that, it's working out really well.
Are you mad that he left the throne or whatever the fuck he did?
No, I mean,
Doesn't it make sense?
Well, it probably makes sense because, I don't know that he's the sharpest tool in the box, and he's probably thinking we can make a lot more money but they're not supposed to make any money off of being a member of the royal family, and yet they've trademarked apparently sort of their.
One proper look at the video, and people genuinely assumed it had to be a deep faker, some sort of experimental therapy session. Because really, what else do you call a grown woman married to a prince? Pirouetting in linen pants like she's auditioning for So You Think You Can Dance? Royal Edition? And Megyn Kelly. She didn't just roast Meghan, she microwaved her, rotated halfway, then hit the popcorn button just to be petty. Because when your entire brand is built on pretending to escape the shackles of royalty, while simultaneously begging for a Netflix check, and you follow that up with an interpretive dance that screams, "I read one book on chakras," you're practically begging for satirical euthanasia. Let's zoom out for a second. Meghan Markle has always claimed she's on a mission to redefine what it means to be royal. The problem, she's doing it one awkward public meltdown at a time. First came the tearful interviews, then the Hallmark Reject podcast, and now THISA. Dance video, so humiliating. It made Prince Andrew's interview look like a TED Talk. This wasn't just cringe, it was premium, artisanal, farm-tutable cringe. A curated embarrassment? The kind of content you send to your enemies when you want them to block you out of secondhand shame? Meghan Twirling around like she just discovered her reflection is not the spiritual rebirth she thinks it is. It's performance art for the terminally confused.
Meghan, there. Is that a real baby bump, or has she strapped it on? Because
weird.
She's got form for strapping on baby bumps. So what do you think as you see it? I think
there's something very wrong with that shape, in my view. I don't know. Look, I'm mesmerised, but I'm kind of. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, I'm glad the Queen is no longer with us, because oh my Lord, how she would be shuddering at those images. It's so undignified.
Let's be honest. It was meant to be profound. Meghan probably envisioned herself as the next great feminist shaman, channeling her inner goddess while shuffling like she was stuck in slow-motion buffering. Except the only thing she truly connected with was the collective eye roll of the internet. Megyn Kelly didn't just point out the obvious, she laughed so hard you could practically hear her keyboard crack under the weight of sarcasm. This wasn't a takedown. It was a ceremonial burial of Meghan's credibility, complete with glittered jazz hands and a eulogy delivered by Logic and Joe Rogan. He dissected that video like it was an alien artifact. There was genuine confusion mixed with deep philosophical despairs. If Meghan's flailing limbs personally offended his MMA instincts, watching that clip felt like a yoga retreat suddenly broke out into a hostage situation, and Joe, being the grounded, testosterone-fueled commentator that he is, couldn't help but ask the question not in a poetic, introspective sense, but literally, why? The sad truth? Meghan still thinks she's living in a coming-of-age film, where every public embarrassment is just another scene in her epic journey of self-discovery. Meanwhile, the rest of us are witnessing a mid-season train wreck that refuses to end now, with interpretive dance breaks and a Spotify rejection letter taped to the wall.
The gross disrespect to the intimacy and privacy of marriage and childbirth. There are some moments that are supposed to be between a husband and a wife only. And the moments before you give birth to your child is one of them, when you are together in that room and your child is coming. And maybe you do have a fun moment. This is not how I spent my moments before giving birth, but maybe you do have a fun moment, but it's private. It's actually holy.
Let's not forget, this is the same Meghan Markle who once claimed she wanted privacy, then catapulted herself onto every platform that would tolerate her for more than 5 seconds. And when the world collectively changed the channel, she seemed to decide that maybe if she danced hard enough, we'd confuse desperation for depth. This isn't just a woman having a rough day, it's a full-blown campaign of cringe, a calculated offensive of secondhand embarrassment. And the dance, that wasn't even the worst part. It was the smugness, the performative "I'm so free now" smile. The aura of someone who just escaped a toxic relationship with the truth. She moved like someone who once skimmed an article on expressive movement during a layover at LAX and decided she too could be the face of spiritual liberation. Meghan, that wasn't expressionate, was a cry for help in interpretive jazz form. At this point, you could put Meghan Markle in a cardboard box and she'd still find a way to make it about finding her voice. And that's exactly what Megyn Kelly shredded with the precision of a cynical surgeon. The self-importance, the faux enlightenment, the illusion that Meghan twirling like a broken lawn sprinkler is somehow empowering every inch of it, dissected and dismissed.
They can do whatever the fuck they want, but it would have been nice if they told their grandmother so that she didn't have to find out about it on the news. I thought that was kind of a
The Queen?
spotted dick move, but yeah.
Spotted dick.
Yeah.
The Queen.
The Queen.
She found out on Twitter. Has Prince Harry left the throne?
That is a remarkably accurate
Thank you.
voice.
I've worked hard at it.
She's so she found out on TV, but they want to be financially independent. They trademarked the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in a variety of different ways, apparently, and she's going to go back to doing whatever she did. And
It's that little American hussy she's hooked up with.
Meghan didn't just get dragged, she got gift-trapped in the dragging, tied with a bow of mockery, and had it delivered straight to Montecito. And if her dance was meant to silence the haters, it had the opposite effect. It supercharged them. The performance was less of a mic drop, and more of a trip over the mic. Knock over the camera, burst into tears, and blame colonialism. Joe Rogan, who usually spends his time talking about gorillas and psychedelics somehow, made more sense in this moment than Meghan ever has. He looked at her public meltdown and just shook his head, like a disappointed gym teacher. That's when you know it's bad, when Joe Rogan is the voice of reason. It's time to sit down, hydrate, and rethink your life. And the reactions, unhinged glee. Twitter turned into a virtual mosh pit of sarcastic takes. TikTok made it a challenge. Recreate Meghan's dance without injuring yourself. Instagram influencers did frame-by-frame breakdowns like it was the Zapruder film. But Meghan, in her eternal delusion, probably thinks she started a movement. She'll call it the Duchess Flow. There'll be a book, a guided meditation, a scented candle that smells like misplaced ambition, all in the name of empowerment, which in Meghan speak roughly translates to, please clap.
She's reportedly bullied virtually everybody who's ever worked for her. She can't keep a staff in London. She can't keep a staff in Montecito. She's a bully. She's obsessed with her own ego, face on television, etc., and playing the victim. And for her to need to make it into an ego trip, which she's clearly doing. Look at me dancing. I'm still fun and I'm sexy and I have this great marriage. And here's Harry being like a normal guy. Is disrespectful, I think, to the moment, to the child, and truly to like the sanctity of what goes on for any humans who are actually in that situation. She's drunk on her own.
Let's not forget, this is the same woman who ghosted her entire family, accused the royal household of conspiracy, and declared war on breakfast television. And now, she wants us to believe she's just a free spirit twirling in the wind. It's not freedom, it's flailing with flair. Even the lighting in that dance video looked like it wanted to escape. The sun hit her like it was trying to slap her out of it. Birds in the background could be heard audibly judging nature itself. Megyn Kelly, true to form, weaponized every syllable with a tone so dry it could ignite wildfires. She dismantled Meghan's dance dreams in real time. You could hear the eye roll between every word. She didn't just critique the choreography, she critiqued the psychology, the backstory, the delusion, and the Target leggings. Meanwhile, Harry's probably somewhere in the background trying to figure out how the Wi-Fi works so he can post a supportive emoji. Poor guy looked like he stumbled into a live-action audition for Step Up. Divorce court. There's only so many times you can say she's just expressing herself before your eye starts twitching involuntarily. The Meghan Markle saga has gone from inspirational to inexplicable, and this dance video, it's the crown jewel of cringe living. Breathing example of what happens when you surround yourself with yes men and ignore every red flag fluttering in the wind like Meghan's linen blouse.
Know what every working mother out there in America and the UK and beyond does when they're pregnant? Shut up. No one cares that you were pampered day and night and then you had to go out and be loved and adored by a bunch of people while you're... Shut the F up. We all go to work every day. It's very fucking hard. I don't feel sorry for you. You know, like I didn't have people bringing me my meals and rubbing my feet at the end of the day, as I guarantee you these two did. No one cares. Our sympathies aren't with you. They are with the women who work 2 or 3 jobs just to put food on the table, who have husbands who aren't present, who are already supporting kids, who are in shitty jobs where they're not going to get a vacation. I don't care. You know what she can't.
There's a fine line between confidence and delusion. Meghan pole vaulted over it in platform sneakers. The dance was supposed to say, I'm thriving. Instead, it screamed, I need new friends and a hobby that doesn't involve humiliating myself on purpose. And the commentary from Meghan and Joe. Beautiful. A duet of brutal honesty and sarcastic bewilderment like 2 eagles circling a stunned squirrel. Meghan's roasting had the elegance of a Shakespearean insult wrapped in Botox. Joe's response was more of a caveman grunt with side-eye, but somehow even that felt more intellectual than Meghan's choreography. In a just world, this video would come with a warning. Caution: viewing may cause sudden loss of respect, involuntary facepalms, and the overwhelming urge to throw your phone into traffic. But alas, Meghan posted it like it was the Sermon on the Mount. She probably imagined herself as a symbol of liberation. Instead, she became a meme man unwitting gesture in her own self-produced tragedy. And no amount of soul-searching herbal tea or influencer collabs can erase the digital footprint of that performance. The only thing more dramatic than the dance was the aftermath. A press release trying to spin it as authentic and joyful, and a legion of PR interns scrambling to rebrand it as whimsical. Newsflash, when Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly agree on something, it's not whimsy, it's a full-blown intervention.
She's going to turn him into a Kardashian.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, listen, they're already so popular. All they need to do is start endorsing fucking makeup lines and sneakers and watches and shit. Next thing you know, Jed's a millionaire.
Yeah, well, she's got a massive following on Instagram, which I suspect she wants to
start profiting.
To monetize that thing.
Well, how much do you think they make?
Meghan could have stayed quiet. She could have started a charity, read the room, or at the very least hired someone who would. But no, she danced like the Wi-Fi password depended on it. And now she's being flayed in high definition by two of the sharpest, least forgiving voices in media. There's a lesson here somewhere, probably something about humility, restraint, or maybe just the value of having one brutally honest friend who says, hey, maybe don't post that. But for Meghan, self-awareness left the palace a long time ago, right after her acting career did. In the meantime, the rest of us will be here watching, laughing, replaying that dance with the kind of morbid fascination usually reserved for nature documentaries where the gazelle doesn't make it. Because Meghan Markle may never stop trying to reinvent herself, but the world will never stop noticing us, especially when she does it with jazz hands and delusions of grandeur. So twirl. On Duchess of Disaster, The World Is Your Stage, unfortunately, the audience brought popcorn and sarcasm, not applause.
Even if she managed to find one, are going to work. If you actually are a good person, you don't show up at the Uvalde mass school shooting and put yourself on camera and make it about you. You don't see photo op when you see dead children, which she did. So spare us.
And just when you think it couldn't get worse, she hits a spin so chaotic. It looks like her chakras filed a restraining order. Somewhere in Buckingham Palace, a corgi probably keeled over from secondhand embarrassment. Meghan isn't redefining royalty. She's turning it into a rogue. TikTok trend. The only throne she's sitting on now is a barstool of delusion, spinning in circles while reality quietly exits stage left. Megyn Kelly lit the match. Joe Rogan poured the gasoline, and Meghan, she danced straight into the inferno. Arms flailing, ego intact, and still convinced she's the main character in a Disney reboot. No one green